catch 'em all.
Hey guys, PokéDan here. Recently we found out about the new Pokemon games coming out later this year, Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. Fair to say, we all expected Pokemon Stars or Gen 4 remix, and Pokemon, you freaking bamboozled us. So well done on that. Personally, I really enjoyed watching and then rewatching the trailer for the new games, and some parts of the trailer showed us highlights of certain Pokemon which people speculate are some new Totem Pokemon. Now, I'm not saying this is 100% correct. I mean, Totem Pokemon haven't even been confirmed to return yet, but still, that got me thinking, what Alola Pokemon would become new Totem Pokemon? So in this video, you guys join me to count down the top 5 Totem Pokemon for Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. Just so you guys know, I won't be mentioning the Pokemon that were highlighted in the trailer, because that would be boring and you'd expect that. So these are the Pokemon I won't be mentioning. Also guys, be sure to let me know in the comments some Pokemon you think will become Totem Pokemon. But with all that being said, let's get started. Kicking off this list is the new Totem Pokemon for Marlo, being Zarina. Now, we all loved to hate battling Totem Lurantis, but sometimes change is needed, and I'd love to see Zarina become the new Totem Pokemon for Marlo's trial. Spoiler alert if you haven't watched the new Pokemon Sun and Moon anime yet, but Marlo has a Steenie, so she certainly has a connection to this evolutionary line. Because of this, it would be great to see Marlo's Totem Pokemon be Zarina. It's awesome, and even a strong Pokemon that would pose a threat to any player in the game. I would love to see Totem Zarina, especially because Zarina is a Pokemon I quite like. Zarina is also sometimes seen in competitive battling, so without a doubt it would be powerful, and we all love a challenge, so this Pokemon should become a Totem Pokemon. Next up on the list is a Pokemon I had in mind for Leamas Trial. Playing through Sun and Moon, we all battled against Lana's Totem Wishy-Washy. For some, it was easy, and for others, it was difficult. And for me personally, choosing Rowlet, it was one of the easiest Totem Pokemon for me, so as you could understand, I want to see more of a threat. And that threat is the Pokemon Oxitec. For anyone who has come across battling this water Pokemon before, I imagine you know just how difficult it is to take down. I mean, imagine those Alomomola healing a Totem Oxitec instead of Wishy-Washy. That would be a complete nightmare, but I personally like a challenge, so it would be great to see this Pokemon as a totem. Coming in at the number 3 spot on this list is a normal type Totem Pokemon. I'm talking about Leamas Trial, and I'd love to see a change to this Totem Pokemon. I understand that being the player's first experience with a Totem Pokemon, it shouldn't be too difficult, but it took me about 3 or 4 turns to win the battle, and that's taking out the ally Pokemon too. So instead, I'd like to see a Pokemon that could take more hits. So a Pokemon I thought of was Beware, and that would just be the ideal candidate. With good defenses, Beware would be the exact Pokemon to take all of those hits. However, if it did have the ability Fluffy, for trainers who chose Litten, it wouldn't be as hard to defeat. But for any trainers who chose the other starters, it would come across as a massive threat, and it's a great Pokemon that would be more than strong enough to qualify as the next Totem Pokemon. Coming up next on the list is the new Totem Pokemon for Kiawe's trial, and like I mentioned earlier for Marlo's new Totem Pokemon, spoiler alert for anyone who's yet to watch the Sun and Moon anime, but Kiawe's Totem Pokemon would be a Truthinator. This would be because Truthinator is a Pokemon Kiawe owns in the anime, so it would be quite nice to see it in the games too. Kiawe had Totem Salazzle in Sun and Moon, and as difficult as that Pokemon was for me, it still needs a change in my opinion, and Truthinator would just be a great fit. I know the Truthinator's also a Dragon type too, and you could argue it should take over Totem Komodo, but let's face it, we know which of these two Pokemon would win in a battle, so Truthinator can just let Komodo keep its trial and take Salazzles instead. I'd love to see this happen personally, as it would just be a great fit for Kiawe. And coming in on number 1 spot in this list would be the new Totem Pokemon for a Fairy type trial, Totem Ribombee. In case you guys forgot, there was actually a Fairy trial captain in Sun and Moon, being Mina. I understand Mina wasn't a proper trial captain in the Sun and Moon games, but maybe in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon she could be a real trial captain. I don't know if you guys remember, but you do end up battling against Mina in the after game, and her main Pokemon she uses is her Ribombee. So because of that, it would be great to see Ribombee become the new Totem Pokemon for her trial. Ribombee is a pretty fast Pokemon, so it would obviously attack first. But if your team is good enough, maybe you'll overcome this new Totem Pokemon. Either way, I want Ribombee to be a new Totem. But anyway guys, that's it for this video. So if you enjoyed this video, and if you're as hyped for the new games as I am, be sure to leave a like and subscribe for more. Also, make sure you comment down below what Pokemon you want to become the next Totem Pokemon in the new games. But with all that being said, for now, I've been PokéDan, you've been amazing, and I'll see you guys next time.